So Detroit's really big in the news right now because of all the politicians going there. You saw Obama, Kamala Harris, and you have celebrities like Lizzo and Eminem in Detroit trying to rally up the base, trying to rally up people to go out and vote in election day. Lizzo made an interesting comment that the Harris campaign wants to make all America like Detroit. And some people on the right took it as a very negative thing, and some people on the left took it as a very positive thing. And if you know Detroit, you know it's had a very rocky history. 10 years ago, it was the city filed for bankruptcy because it couldn't pay all its bills. And I was there myself, actually, in the year it declared bankruptcy. You saw abandoned homes, abandoned skyscrapers. I saw one skyscraper that read Zombieland, actually. And I'm sorry, it wasn't a skyscraper, it was a hotel. So you saw buildings that were just skyscrapers, buildings, hotels, just empty. You saw homes abandoned. It looked very haunted, very apocalyptic. You saw grass growing out of the streets. I remember there was just high crime rates. Some streetlights weren't working. It was very much a bad show. But I've not been since then. But from what I've heard very positive things about Detroit. It's going in a better place than it was 10 years ago. And now it's getting more sports. It recently hosted an NFL draft, which is a big achievement for a city. It's come a long way, and they even had ads with Sam Richardson, who came out to support his city. And then you also have a lot of young people who are moving in because it's more affordable compared to other expensive cities. So Detroit is moving in a positive direction. It's very cheap. It's getting that maybe there's a renaissance there. It's hidden, but I do think that cities can have developing phases where they have this kind of grimy feel to it, but that grimy feel makes the city cheap and affordable for a lot of artists. So I think Detroit, there's the good and bad, but it's going in the right direction, and I think that's a positive thing. And so that's what Lizzo was trying to say. At the same time, Detroit still has a lot of problems. Still, high crime rates. It's still not ideally looking, and it did have very bad policy that put it in the wrong direction. It's taxation. It's attack on whites. It encouraged white flights, which is very destructive for the city. And it's still not the place where it needs to be. But there is hope, and I think that's a positive thing to focus on. So this is not an endorsement for any candidate, but this is just saying that Detroit is becoming much more of a tourism hub and becoming much more of a hub that a place you want to live and visit and see. But it has a long way to go.